Hello and welcome to Newysports TV episode 2 for the 2017 pre-season. Going into the season, this episode going up on Monday, whatever the date today is, of January 2017. You'd think I'd know what the date is, wouldn't you? It's the 16th. I'm recording this on the 15th, hence I don't really know what the date is. Not too much me here tonight, not too much of info going on. There's no games to review, or there is one game to review, or yes, one game to review. I wasn't there, but we'll talk about it nonetheless. All tonight is based, can't put words together. Tonight, all about the Thornton Redbacks. Went up there on Friday night to the Lambton Oval to catch up with Thornton. Hence why I got the shirt on, because I didn't wear the shirt during the interviews. You thought I would have. It was good to catch up with the Thornton Redbacks. Probably the club that one of the clubs I didn't really talk to as much as others last year. You know, I know a lot of people around different clubs and whatnot. So Thornton, it was good to make a couple new contacts and meet some of the players, and really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, and it's a big unfortunately, I did buy a new video microphone. Sort of sits on top of the camera. It just didn't work properly. I don't know. I should have maybe had the wind protector on there. You'll see these videos and you'll hear the wind. There was no wind. There was not that much wind. So these videos are, unfortunately, a lot of them I've had to clip things or chop things out and switch things around and try and edit them and make them sound sort of semi-watchable. So for those watching this, I strongly suggest to not watch too loud. And at times you'll have to turn up the volume, turn it down. There's no real like jarring, loud, you know, jump scares, if you will. It's just annoying wind. But nonetheless, I've got what I could from these interviews, and I'm going back up to Thornton next week, this week, to maybe do something better about that. I'm going to be taking this camera that I'm recording, the other camera, perhaps a microphone, also my voice recorder. We're going to have 4 or 5 different audio channels recording at once, because it pissed me off, this happening, to go all the way up there Friday night. Anyone who was anywhere on Friday night would know that that was one of the hottest nights, if not the hottest night, we've ever had in a January portion of the year. It was very hot, and I was up there for 2.5 hours, and to get back home and find my videos weren't, you know, the video sound was horrible. It really pissed me off, so I'm definitely keen to not have that happen again. So yeah, I'll go back up there on Wednesday perhaps, and even if I don't go back up there on Wednesday, I will be back to Thornton, not just for games, but definitely keen to go up there and film a little bit of one of Darrel McAllister's training sessions. We spoke a little bit about that. Good interview with Darrel McAllister. Unfortunately, most of it was cut out because of that wind. The same with Whitchurch, the president. And I think Nathan McAllister's interview might have got cut short a little bit. But apart from that, all the other interviews were in full, most of them. And yeah, I'll definitely be seeing more of Thornton. So it is an issue, you know. It upset me a little bit to do these interviews and then have the sound come out like that. But nonetheless, we'll move on from that. Let's go sort of around the league before we do that. The latest on each club. Belmont Swansea United, right there. I will be heading out there on Tuesday, which will be, as you're watching this, it'll probably be tomorrow night, for their training session. Got a long list of people to talk to, hopefully Josh Rufo, if he's up for it, which I'm sure he will be, even if it's just comments off camera. I'm sure Josh Rufo will get on camera. He's that sort of guy. See what happens. Teague Marcus is their latest signing, also still Harvey as well from Valentine, but Teague Marcus, one familiar to us, to the wider Newysports community, I guess. He's one of my favourite players in the league, Teague Marcus. Great guy, and a good sign for Belswans. I tell you what, this side that they're building out there, these signings they've made, especially Gazzard and Cook, are really, really good signings. And Belswans, I think, well, they're playing Edgeworth this week, so that's a big test for them. They probably won't win that, but whether they can start really finding their feet over the next few weeks and putting in some good shifts and working out combinations and stuff. Belswans are a very dangerous outfit this year, very dangerous proposition. Josh Sutton will be staying. I don't know if I reported that he might be perhaps leaving. I don't know where I heard it. I've heard a lot of info from a lot of people, but someone did say Sutton might have been leaving, but he's not. He's staying. The ones who have left, pardon me for a moment while I quickly check that. You'd think I'd have this ready, but you should know me better than that. I don't have this ready. So, the ones that are leaving Belmont Swansea to go elsewhere, of course Jamie Hadlow leaving to go Hyber, Jared Noon, Ben Cox and Nick Popel, the goalkeeper, have all left. So I'm interested to see who's going to be in goals for them. I don't know yet. And I'm just going to quickly reach over here and turn that fan off, because that, I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but that is a really annoying noise. I'd rather sit in a hot room than have a fan making noise like that. It's very, very quiet in this room now. Enough about the room. Belmont Swansea, we're done. Next team, alphabetical order, there it is, Cessnock City Hornets. I don't really have too much new info on the Cessnock City Hornets, but what I do have is a suggestion. If you haven't seen it yet on the Newysports Facebook page, I did link a video that the Hornets filmed and posted on a YouTube page, and it's very, very good. It's a 2.5 minute interview with Lino Gaddy. I've got to figure out whether it's Lino or Leno. I definitely want to spell his name right. He seems like a very, very good. Well, I can't say good coach yet. I mean, obviously he's got his credentials, but whether I believe he's a good coach or not, I can't really comment. I haven't seen him coach a game yet, but from his temperament, his attitude, the way he talked, that was like nothing I've seen in this division. And there are some coaches out there like that. It reminded me a lot of what Andre Gumprich says and does and thinks. And Cessnock, he looks to be a definite big effect, I guess. He's going to have a big effect on that club. And I'm really, really excited to see what they can do this year. They had some potential last year. They had a couple of good games here and there. But Lino Gaddy looks, and especially for the younger guys up there, looks to be a real good signing for that club. Cooks Hill United. Now I watched them train the other night on Thursday out at Spears Point, and I tell you what, the money they would be spending to rent that place, the club's definitely desperate at the moment to try and get a training venue, alternative training venue. It's definitely not a money-making scheme at all, renting out the football facility there. Be losing zeros and zeros and zeros here and there. Losing a lot. Northern's headquarters does not come at a cheap cost, unless you're one of the NPL heavyweights preparing for an FA Cup game, but that's different circumstances, of course. Anyway, enough of the price of the LMRFF and how much it costs to rent it. The result was Cooks Hill United 4 defeated by the Newcastle Suns 5, and look, I know what it is. I know that last year I did report on trials, and I will be going through teams and talking about trials, and trials are important. They're not the be-all end-all. Teams can turn it around, but teams that have trouble during trials sometimes do go on to have troubles during the season. Toronto last year being a prime example of that. As for the Cookers, it was the 13th of January when this game was played. I wouldn't be writing home at all about this. Newcastle Suns preparing for the Masso Cup. They're a very good team, the Suns. I'll tell you what, they'll be favourites for Zone Premier League title if they keep that team again. They were very good when I watched them against Dudley. Good team, the Suns. And Cooks Hill, definitely improvements to come. And whether they had the whole squad there, I don't even know. I wasn't there, so I can't really report on it too much. This is early pre-season, first game of the season. They've got Hamilton Olympic coming up, and that's what we're going to talk about. Cooks Hill, I did stand there and watched them train for probably an hour, just to wait and have a bit of a quick chat with a couple of the coaches, Graham Law, busy man Graham Law, so we'll be catching up, I reckon, hopefully do an interview with Graham Law maybe. If not, I'll definitely do something off camera and just have a chat to him and sort of get a little bit of his mindset on how things are at a later date, of course. And there's this is the list I've been given by Cooks Hill of their trials, so there's a lot of chances to see that team play before the season. That's up on Newysports. I'm not going to sit here and read the dates and all that. They've got Olympic, they've got Beresfield, they've got the Cooks Hill Zone League team, West Wallsend, Terrigal and Edgeworth. I'll definitely be there for Olympic. That's a Friday, February 1st, 3rd of February. 6:30 kickoff at Darling Street Oval. That's going to be a good test for them first up. And then Barrow, I'll definitely be heading up to Barrow for either Cooks Hill or Cahide. I've always wanted to see Pasadena in action. That field, it comes with a very storied history, and a lot of people complain about that field for various reasons. The Beresfield players love it up there, so I'm definitely looking forward to going up to a game there and actually seeing what it's like. The Terrigal away trip at the moment I'm definitely doing. To Mangrove Mountain. Any coasties out there, tell me. I looked up this place and it looked so far out of town from Terrigal. I don't know why you'd play there. It didn't look like a very good venue, but maybe I got it mixed up with another venue. Anyway, Terrigal United. And definitely put me down for this one. Cooks Hill versus Edgeworth, Saturday the 4th of March, the last trial match. And that's unless something else pops up elsewhere. I definitely want to get around and watch every team during the trials. Cooks Hill, I mean, to see this particular... I mean, they've played the Suns, but on this list, they start with Olympic, they finish with Edgeworth. That's a tough test to start with and a tough test to finish with. Playing Edgeworth the week before the season, I think Graham Law's really fought that one out. Whether it was Graham Law ringing Edgeworth or vice versa, maybe Edgeworth booked a Cookers in, I don't know, but it seems like it's a very good choice to have your toughest test of pre-season on the final day of pre-season, the final week. We'll move on to New Lambton, which there isn't an incredible amount of news. Alder Park's still getting worked on as we speak, but I did actually speak to New Lambton today and have booked tentatively we booked in Wednesday the 1st of February at the Black Butt Hotel to sort of catch up with perhaps some committee members there, catch up perhaps with Andrew Packer, maybe some players as well. So I don't mind that, you know. Obviously we're going around to training sessions. I'm going to try to talk with West Wallsend on the weekend at their game. A couple teams I'll talk to at the games, Singleton being another, there's their logo, good timing. A couple teams I'll go to training, and then for New Lambton we'll go do it at the new major sponsor, the Black Butt Hotel, and definitely looking forward to seeing and hearing from New Lambton and really giving them sort of a platform to speak and announce what they intend to do. Andrew Packer, very good coach. They've got a decent team on paper, so we'll see how it works out. Obviously that team hasn't been publicly announced yet, but I have seen what they've got so far there at New Lambton. It's not too bad. We'll move on to Singleton, where this week we don't really have anything at all. So we'll move on to South Cardiff, who again, we don't have anything at all this week to report on South Cardiff. I'm trying to remember alphabetical order here. Thornton, we will be talking about in a second. Toronto, again, not much to report on, apart from the trials, possibly, well, definitely against Morisset and also possibly against West Lakes. Just waiting on a confirmed date for that one. Anyone from Toronto will know that there's going to be a little bit of interest in that West Lakes game. A couple of ex-Toronto heads playing for the West Lakes team. And let's not put it aside, it's a local derby. West Lakes versus Toronto, either at Rathmines or at Toronto. Going to be a decent one, that one. Probably around mid-February for that. I really hope I haven't forgotten a team. I really suck at remembering alphabetical order. I've forgotten Cahaiba, haven't I? Well, there you go. Cahaiba, not much to report on at all this week, so we're going to move on. I'm not even going to put the little timestamp for when we talk about Cahaiba. I'm just going to talk about the teams we do have info on. Wallsend's not one of those teams. One team we do have info on is West Wallsend. We'll be out there this Saturday for the very first trial of the year. Really looking forward to that. I was talking to one of the lower grade players the other day who reckons that the 19s, and I agree, the 19s are going to be the team to watch at Westy this year. Very good team on paper, and what they can do with Steve Thompson as coach. It's going to be very interesting. I think that they... What am I trying to say? I'm going to say I know they'll push for top 4. I think they will get in the top 4. Let's put those words together. Westy first grade, we're going to see who they have. I've been given the good news that the big dog, Jared Olivieri, not Olivieri. Don't say that. I've got to correct that. Big dog's still there. Gary Rowe's still there, and we'll be there on Saturday at Westy. That's pretty much all the teams that we've gone through. I did have something else to mention. I don't really know what it was. Obviously it wasn't really that important if it's not written down here. Looking to go to a game next Sunday, so if any teams out there have games next Sunday, let me know, because I'm definitely looking for something to do. Belswans versus Edgeworth next Saturday as well, if there's any interest in that one. I will be going to Thornton and Westy just to knock off 2 New FM teams, rather than watch... I'll be watching Edgeworth during pre-season, but I'd rather see 2 New FM teams play at the moment than Belswans versus Edgeworth. Still very early days, so can't really base too much results, but it's going to be good to catch up with people and good to see who's in what squads. All that will be coming up. Anyway, right now I'm gonna sign off, and I'm not even going to come back to here. I'm just going to sign off. This will be the end of my portion at this moment, and the rest of this video will take you to the end of tonight's episode. As I said at the start, these Thornton interviews, they were very good. I was very happy with how these panned out. A lot of good people up there at Thornton. Good to meet. Well, not meet. I already knew them, but I didn't really know them personally. Some of the players. Nathan McAllister, I only really said hello once or twice last year, so it was good to see, get into the mindset of, especially Jamie Subat as well. That was a good interview with Jamie, and Kyle Clarke also. He looks to be, in fact, Kyle Clarke and Tyson Fletcher both look to be very good signings, and Thornton look to be building something this year. So hope you enjoy these segments, and again, as I said about the wind, just try and block it out. That's what I had to do. I had to edit the thing at full volume to make sure it wasn't too loud, but if it is too loud, then not much else I can do. I wanted to rescue at least some of these interviews, and again, we'll talk to Darrel McAllister again. We'll talk with most of Thornton again, I'm sure we will. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and now I will pass you over to... Well, I'll pass you over to me the other day. So, off to Tanambit we go. I will see you in the next episode, but I'll say that at the end of this. Here's the Thornton interviews. How about that? Hello and welcome to this special Newysports presentation. Part 1 of a series here in the 2017 pre-season, focusing on New FM Northern League 1 clubs ahead of the 2017 season. Today we're at the Tanambit Sports Ground, where the Thornton Redbacks are having one of their first training sessions for the new year. I'm going to catch up with the club founded in 1978 as Thornton Park FC and celebrating 40 years this season. Enjoy. The president here at Thornton Redbacks. First of all, Happy New Year to you, Mark, and 40 years this season. Is this a big season for the club?
Yeah, we're aimed at having a big season this year, so what's the word?
Obviously trying to improve on the finish last season, push for finals football.
Yeah, that's our main aim. The last 2 years have probably been, we consider underachieved, running 5th both years. We've boosted the squad at this stage with a few new players, so definitely looking to think semi-finals this year, even top two. Get a lot of community support coming around. Always have great crowds up the park, watching their teams go around.
Yeah.
So yeah, which we enjoy.
Yeah, I was going to say that about Thornton Park as a home ground. It's a real special sort of venue. It's a real, I don't know how to describe the vibe there. My suggestion is for all you watching this to get to a Thornton home game next year. I'm here with Darrel McAllister, the head coach of Thornton Redbacks. First of all, mate, how's our pre-season shaping?
Yeah, well, we've done a bit of stuff pre-Christmas,
Yep.
Which is just getting them to have a kick and have a bit of small-sided games, full-field games. So I guess the real stuff starts now. We took into the beach the other night, been pretty hot. We've started with a couple of 40-degree days, which hasn't been the best of start. I guess it's only early, but I think we're sitting from last year and what we needed to recruit to sort of do better. We're pretty happy with that.
You've got some trials coming up against Maitland and Edgeworth. Is that sort of setting the bar for maybe not the standard you'll reach this year, but just testing the squad and playing top opposition from the NPL and just sort of seeing where you're at?
Yeah, our main aim behind that, I think, was last year we had we played Weston and Maitland. We got beat by a goal by both of those. We never lost another game in the trials. And then when we started the comp, we started with 3 straight losses. One of those losses was against Lakes. And although we scored 3, they took 8 passes. And in that game, pretty well shaped our season because we learned so much in that game. We needed to learn that in the trials. So Edgeworth got 8 passes, which we'll be doing our best to make sure they don't. But if they do, we're going to learn from that. And I'd rather learn in the trials than learn in the second competition game. So we needed to play better side, so we know where we're at. We thought we were going okay last year, and we started with 3 losses.
Round 1 against Cessnock. It is sort of, I wouldn't call it a derby, but it's definitely a rivalry there. They've got Lino Gaddy there, and obviously, is there a sort of mindset that Cessnock might be a bigger opponent this year?
I don't think I've ever been to Cessnock and had a walk in the park. You know, like every time we've been there, like we made the semis a couple of years ago, and they ran it down here the bottom. They kicked their backsides on the last game. You know, we didn't have to win it, but still they give us a lesson. I think, you know, Cessnock. You know, I think many people are going to say it's going to be easy. So we look at that as probably one of our toughest ones to start the year. You know, so I think they're definitely going to be better. But you know, when you bring in a new coach, it's going to shake the boat a bit, which is what they're probably hoping for. And you know, so we'll have to be prepared for that. Otherwise, we're going to, you know, if we want to pick up 3 points, which is what we need to do, we need to get off to a good start, and so we'll have to be ready for them.
Here with Nathan McAllister, captain Thornton Redbacks. First of all, mate, what's the pre-season been like?
Yeah, well, we haven't been going too long. Going along well. Got a heavy schedule for the next 10 days. Got a game coming up as well, so that'll test the field for us out. So yeah, looking forward to the year ahead.
2016, probably not the best season. The club did push for the top 4, but what do you think was the best game and or moment of last season?
I think like the boys done really well, you know, like with the squad that we had a lot of injuries early on, and I know you probably can't come back to that, but the young boys stepped up, and I don't know, there's a few games out there, like even the Lakes game where we got beat 3-2, there was good character in the second half of that one. Yeah, there was just a lot of potential for the young boys, and hopefully they'll do well this year for us again.
On that, I thought the late season game against Crooks Hill, the 3-0 win in there at the athletics field really showed what this side was capable of. Do you want to sort of build on from that to start this season well and not probably start with losses on the trots like we did last year?
Yeah, I agree. You know, but that's where we need to set off this year. The last few years I've been at the club, we have started slow, and you know, we need to fix that because that does you know, set the season alive. So we want to start it on a good note. We've got a lot of tough trials this year, which we didn't have last year. So I think that'll help us out, and we'll build on that.
Is there a sense of pride captaining this team and the club culture here? It's a real tight-knit community.
Yeah, it's it's good. You know, like there's a lot of. It's a small club.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of good people around the club, and it's you know, I keep coming back to, you know, the club looks after you all the time. You know, it's a good club, and yeah, it's you know, we want to be building this year for semis. You know, and push for that, and you know, keep increasing the potential that we have, because we have got some out there, and we probably just need to show it a bit more on the field, and hopefully that'll turn the results around for us.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, and good luck for the season, mate.
Thanks, Tyler. Beautiful.
Here with Jamie Subat, number 9 for the Thornton Redbacks. First of all, how's pre-season going, mate?
Second session in. It's been hot and tiring, but yeah, it's good. Good numbers, which is a good positive outcome.
Yeah.
What more can Darrel ask for? First 2 sessions.
And you mentioned Darrel there. Is there real respect for Darrel as head coach? He seemed to be doing a good job here at Thornton.
Well, I don't think they'd keep him on if there wasn't a positive outcome from the boys and respect there. So,
yeah.
I mean, you've got to respect your coach and play for him, or you won't get picked in the team. Yeah.
The club last year just missing out on finals football. Do you think that is probably the goal this year, is to make the top 4 and play semi-finals?
That's a definite. All the boys were gutted with our last year finished. Results that we should have got, we didn't, and it cost us in the end.
Yeah.
More points against the bigger teams, I think, this year will set us on our way.
Yeah, definitely. You've been here for a year now. What makes this club so special?
It's just close-knit unit. It's pretty much like family.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to know each other. There's no enemies. Makes it a good time. The socials are always fun.
Yeah.
And there's not much more you could ask for of a football team.
Yeah. Does this team thrive on the sort of underdogs tag compared to clubs maybe like Belswans, Kyber in this competition? A tip for success for Thornton, a lot of people might write you off, and does that really sort of make the club thrive on the underdog tag?
Yeah, I think majority of the boys would rather go in the underdogs. I mean, I know I would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the expectations of victory there.
Yeah.
You want to earn it, so it's a good way to earn it with the underdog tag. So I think if you ask anyone around the world, they'd rather go to the underdog than be the definite.
A lot of young players out there tonight. Darrel was telling me it's sort of about building experience and youth at the same time, and sort of getting that right sort of ratio, I guess.
Yep. I think every team does it. So it's a good mixture. There's a few more experienced boys this year, and there's a lot more youth putting their hand up to be put on notice. So
yeah,
I think Darrel's rubbing his hands together.
If memory serves correctly, you went into last season injured in the early part of the year.
I got injured early in the year.
Yeah.
I didn't go in with injury, but I got injured early in the season.
Are you looking at maybe improving on your year last year?
Yeah, definitely. More game time, I think.
Yeah.
There's a big part our key players getting injured last year to not make the semis. So I think if we can have all our key players this year, we'll be somewhere up there.
Yeah. It's good to talk to you, Jamie. And,
no worries, mate. Just want to say, John McAllister, get to training soon, mate. See ya.
I'm here with Jock Thompson from the Thornton Redbacks. Mate, first of all, I've been asking everyone, how's pre-season going?
Yeah, it's good. We had a few sessions before Christmas and they went pretty well, good turnout. Started back this week at the beach, which was a bit tough in the heat, but it's good we've had a pretty good turnout start to start with.
Yeah. I just spoke to Nathan McAllister. Is it sort of good to have, not experience, but just quality like Nathan? He's still young, Jamie Subat. Is this really a team that's building from the
Yeah,
rise?
it definitely helps, especially with a lot of young ones coming through, coming to the 19s and stuff. They got a chance last year, and the experience around helped, I think. Could have been a bit hard without them.
Yeah. What's the best part of this club?
Well, I think the coaches and everything good. They're putting a lot of effort, and without them, really wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah. Is there a real drive to improve on last season and perhaps get into the finals?
Yeah, it was real disappointing last year. Everyone was really hoping to get top 4, and we thought we could have. We're just a bit inconsistent throughout the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of games we sort of only half performed, played a half well, and wasted another half. So
Yeah.
a bit more consistent this year. Hopefully we'll get up there.
Yeah. There is trials booked in against Edgeworth and Maitland. Is it good to sort of test yourselves against quality like that?
Yeah, well, that's probably the biggest test in the area, really.
Yeah.
They're quality through all grades, so real good effort that we can get to come away with a draw or anything like that. Like, results don't really matter, though, I guess.
Last season started with 3 losses on the trot. Is there a real drive to prevent that from happening and start the season?
Yeah, definitely want to improve on that, especially like them games. South Cardiff, we could have had 3 or 4 goals in the first 10 minutes, really, and Belswans were up 2-0, I think. So yeah, a bit more consistency, I'd say, is the main aim for the year.
Yeah, and there'd be a real hope that a lot of the key players might not be injured this year. There was a few injuries last year that affected the squad.
Yeah, made it pretty hard. Sue was out for probably nearly half the season, I think, with his groin. Steve in and out of the squad. Yeah, definitely, if we can stay fit for pre-season, that'll help.
Yeah, it's good to catch up, mate. Good luck for the season.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. I'm here with Tyson Fletcher, one of the new signings here at Thornton. First of all, welcome to the club on behalf of, I guess, the wider New FM football community.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
How are you enjoying your time here so far?
Good. It's been a long time between drinks for me, so it's actually nice to get out and run on the park, and these bunch of boys are probably some of the nicest bunch of boys that I've ever ran with, so
yeah,
good so far.
I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you've played at a decent level, and Darrel's obviously brought you in here to do a job and sort of, I guess, maybe not take the first grade spot, definitely push for a first grade spot, make competition better here, and all in all build up the squad with you and several other signings you've made.
Yeah, so for me, the first thing I said to Darrel as well was I never expected to just walk into a first grade spot.
Yeah.
I understand that in any club it's only fair if people work for their positions, and that's what I'm prepared to do. So.
Yeah. Working with Darrel McAllister as coach is sort of an excitement to see what he can do with the club. And so I understand you weren't here last year, but they missed out on finals, and the goal is finals this year. So
yeah, of course.
Is there real expectation for success this season?
Yeah, I think the bunch of boys that he's got, he hasn't, although he's signed a decent amount of players, he hasn't really changed a whole lot of the culture, I don't think.
Yeah.
So even when I used to play against Thornton, it was always a really tough game.
Yeah.
And it's just because we've all got that work ethic.
Yeah. It's good to catch up with you, mate.
Yeah, you too, brother. Thank you very much. And
we'll talk more.
yeah, we'll see you in the semis.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you.
Right, I'm here with Clarke, one of the new signings here at the Thornton Redbacks. First of all, mate, how are you enjoying life here at Thornton?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, mate. Obviously, had a run up to Chrissy.
Yep.
And first week back Wednesday night down at Nobby's was obviously the hottest day of the year. And now Mac has picked the second hottest day of the year for the second session. But no, it's good, mate. Yeah, the boys are pretty sharp, to be honest, for this time of year. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so everything's pretty good.
We were just talking off camera about your experience, and you've been around, and is it sort of, Darrel McAllister said to me, it's sort of a mixture of experience and youth here that they're trying to put together and get it right. Is that sort of the goal?
Yeah, from the looks of the squad that's coming together at the moment, you had Subat up here before, and Tyson, Fletcher, Redo, and obviously Nathan McAllister. They're myself are the, I guess you want to call it, the experienced players. And there's, from what I've seen so far, mate, there's a few young boys that are showing some good quality. So that mixture, and hopefully get it right, which is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. The club's playing a fair few trials, but 2 in particular that stand out to me is against Edgeworth and Maitland. Is that a real chance to test what this side, I mean, the result's not going to matter obviously, but test what this side is capable of?
Yeah, thinking about that, mate, with the thing you want to do is try and have a good performance against the Edgeworths and Maitlands, and if we can get a good hit out against them and show ourselves a little bit against 2 sides like that, then I guess it's going to go a long way for us towards the season. So there will be 2 hard games. We just have to, just against teams like that, you just have to lift and believe in yourselves, really. So, hopefully mate, everything goes good against those two sides and we get something out of it.
Yeah, you played a lot of New FM football. Is this a competition that's getting better each year?
I believe so. You see a lot of the competitions changing, mate, with the younger kids progressing a lot quicker through your 17s, 19s, and they're a lot sharper and they're a lot quicker, mate. So when I started 19s, it was more of a bit of a slogfest, you know, a bit of rough and tumble.
Yeah.
But now the kids are more technical, they're skilled, quicker, and with the right attitudes, mate, this comp should boom and produce some good young kids coming through.
Yeah. Round 1 against Cessnock, that was somewhere you played at last year. Is there a real expectation this side to start the season well and build from there?
Yeah, mate. It is a tough ground to go to and play, as been playing there against Cessnock and for Cessnock. They make it a bit of a fortress up there.
Yeah.
So going there this year, we'll get a good 7 weeks under our belts. Hit outs against Maitland, Westy, Edgy. To get us rolling into the season and go up to Cessnock and hopefully put in a good dig and get the result there to get the season off with 3 points.
Yeah. It's good to catch up with you, mate. Good luck for the season.
Cheers, bud.
Thank you.
Cheers. Go on.
Alright, I'm here with some of the young emerging talent here at the Thornton Redbacks. First of all, guys, respectively between the four of you, how many years have you been here?
Last year was my first year. This is my 4th year. This is my first year. Last year.
Yeah. Okay. Favourite ground apart from Thornton in the UFM competition to either play at, or whether it be the pitch or the fans, or away from Thornton?
Playing that.
Oh yeah. You know, the most hostile ground, the most toughest ground to go.
Yeah. Like Quarry's probably got the best ground.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually it is. Funniest teammate.
Probably Hamish.
Hamish wins out. I think Hamish was the one that scored that own goal or got sent off or something last year against Wolves. I remember seeing.
Sent off handball.
Yeah, so I remember seeing that. That was kind of funny, I guess, at the time. Fastest in the team.
Yeah, probably Jack or
Timmy's in for a good shout.
yeah, Tim.
Biggest diver.
Mate, yeah.
Alright. Poster boy of the team. Alright. Least skills of the whole club.
Hamish.
I guess that may be why he's left. Is there a real, I guess, urge to make finals football this year, especially in first grade, and sort of push forward in every grade and try and make finals across the board?
Yeah, definitely.
Excitement to be playing Edgeworth in the pre-season and Maitland, you know, testing yourselves against big teams in your club. Yeah, big challenge. Yeah. Alright, good luck for the season. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Thornton Redbacks feature presentation here on Newysports. Next week we're heading to Belmont Swansea. That'll be up on Newysports next week. As for now, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining us.